Hello and welcome to Eastern Horizon. This is Malika Yubsumbul, and I have joined by Cornelia, CEO of the Meyer Resources, and she is an expert of the commodities and economics. And she is right now joining me from Geneva, Switzerland. Thank you very much, Cornelia, for joining me.
Thank you very much, Malik, for having me. It's an honor to be with you.
My player, my player. So let me go directly to the Venezuela situation. So how you see that this U.S. action and what's coming next, especially in the oil market?
Well, what I see is I see the action very much as an implementation of the new U.S. national security strategy, which we have since autumn, where Latin America has become a sphere of influence of the U.S. So they are very careful in sort of the neighboring in the sphere of influence as what happens, and they're a bit concerned about Chinese influence in mining because China really very much dominates the mining sector. They also have some Iranian influence. They have some Russian military advisors, and they don't like that. So that's one thing. And then obviously there is oil. And one of the reasons why Donald Trump uses oil so much is it's something that the American public will understand. And yes, Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world, 17% of global oil reserves. But it produces nearly nothing. It produces, according to OPEC, 934 million barrels a day, which means that is less than 1%, which is why oil markets have not moved because, 1% is neither here nor there.
How you think that because you mentioned that this is the new strategy of the United States of its national security, but how you think that this action is different when we saw in Iraq, because in the name of the weapon of the mass destruction, actually United States actually entered into the Iraq, and they have grabbed the oil resources, because most of the people, they are trying to give an impression that this was more like the uh, like narco terrorism action. So how you think that that is different? That action is different from this action.
Well, the thing is, I'm not qualified to talk about narco terrorism and about narco movements of narcotics. It's really not my sphere of expertise. But the US is also, I think, when you look at 2003 Iraq, that was after 9/11, and the US felt threatened, so they first went to Afghanistan, and then they went into Iraq, and that was very much about the US feeling threatened by what has happened in at 9/11. Now, it was, in my view, the wrong thing to do, but this was the motivation. And it was not a sphere of influence. Yes, oil played a part, but oil was only part of the part. It was the fear of terrorism, and the wanting to make sure that there couldn't be another 9/11. So it didn't work out that way because it destabilized Iraq. It was not very good for Afghanistan either. So the intention was one thing, the outcome was another thing. But this here is very much sort of, this is for the US saying, this is my backyard. And again, I'm not qualified about talking about the narcotics movement and where they come from, not my sphere of influence, but the national security strategy very much says, look, this is a sphere of influence for Latin America, is an important sphere of influence for the US.
Hmm. Okay, so the Donald Trump mentioned that the Venezuela would be run from America. This was his statement, and then we saw that the White House statements also come that the U.S. put an embargo on the oil and all this kind of stuff. So, being an energy and economic commodities expert, how you think that this embargo will have some impact on the global supply chain, and what kind of the turbulence we can see in the coming days into the global oil market?
Well, I don't see, as I said before, I don't see turbulence into the global oil market. There was, there were sanctions on Iran before, on sorry, no, on Venezuela before. The one Western country that could operate very unhindered was a Chevron. Because Chevron has a production sharing agreement with the government of Venezuela, which means they're paying them in barrels and not in dollars, which allowed them to avoid the sanctions. The rest of the oil that got exported via shadow fleets because they had sanctions on it. So we'll have to see how this all pans out. Now, coming to it will be run out of the US. Obviously, the US will make its influence felt. But Venezuela has been run by for about 25 years, a quarter of a century, by sort of the first Chavez then Maduro regime, and they're very entrenched in law enforcement, in the courts, in normal administration, and getting food to people. So you don't make that undone. So I think what they're doing now is they're trying to work with the vice president who has been sworn in as interim president, and they're going to see how that goes. But again, it's not that easy when you have we saw that in Iraq. When you have a regime that's been entrenched for a long time, you can't undo things overnight.
Hmm, hmm, hmm. My final question is this: that how you think that the precedent into the energy sector, because when such kind of the unilateral actions has been taken, and then the US is going towards its legitimacy, do you think that which kind of the precedent the US is going to set by such kind of the mean that the incidents?
No, I think in terms of the energy sector, I don't think so. As I said, Venezuela only produces less than 1% of global production. So it's not. And yes, the biggest foreign buyer of Venezuelan crude is China, but it only constitutes 6% of Chinese imports. So it's not. Nobody's really that much affected. We have to see. Donald Trump has this notion that one should make use, and he's right. One should make use of these huge reserves, but it's not that easy because upstream production of oil is not done by a light switch. You can't switch it on and off, and the Venezuelan oil sector is pretty much run down. So it will need a lot of expertise and a lot of money and quite some time to bring production up again. Before Hugo Chavez came to power, Venezuela produced 3.4 million barrels of oil a day. They could produce more potentially, but not overnight.
Thank you very much, Cornelia Meyer, for your really grateful for your insight. I really appreciate for joining me.
Thank you very much. It was such a pleasure and an honor to talk to you.
My pleasure.
Thank you.